Signing up for an eRank account can be overwhelming for new Etsy business owners due to the insane number of tools and resources that you suddenly gain access to. So if you're wondering where to start, how to make the most of your account, and what tools you should use the most for your growth on Etsy, you're in the right place. For those who are new here, my name is Starla, founder of the Handmade Alpha Academy for Etsy sellers and manager at eRank.com, Etsy's most popular SEO tool. And as an eRank manager, one of my jobs is to help make eRank easier for our users, which we'll be the first to admit it's a work in progress. Over the years, Anthony Wolf, our CEO, has added tons of amazing tools to help sellers, with new tools being developed every day by our team. But with more tools comes more confusion. So today, I'm going to cover a few basics, including how to read the data displayed on your dashboard, and how to use eRank for your SEO and keyword optimization. Just keep in mind that as of right now, we have 45 different tools, so covering all of the tools in a single video would be impossible. In today's video, we are just going to be focusing on your dashboard and the most important tool for your business, the eRank keyword tool. And just a heads up, this video is not a full SEO tutorial. If you need help with Etsy SEO and the exact steps to keyword optimize your listings, titles, and tags, be sure to get my free Etsy SEO toolbox up here, which includes a mini course, 30 free days of eRank Pro, and step-by-step tutorials. Okay, enough disclaimers, let's jump in. So right now I'm using my eRank Pro plan, but there are actually 4 different eRank plans to choose from. The free plan is great for beginners, and it will give you a taste of how some of our most popular tools work. The $5.99 per month basic plan will be enough for most active sellers, and you'll have access to most eRank features. Your quotas for our research tools will just be a bit lower than the Pro plan. And our expert plan is really just that. It's for massive sellers who manage a lot of shops or who do VA work for others and need massive research tools. When you first log in, you'll land on our tasks page, which basically just outlines a few of the tasks that you may want to perform and help lead you to the right direction if you're unsure of what you want to do. If you're new to eRank, think of this page as a way to find our most popular tools and more important tools. But if you don't want to see this page each time you log in, you can tick this box and you'll instead be redirected to your dashboard. So this is the part of our journey when most sellers get a bit freaked out, but I promise it's not as confusing as it looks. Think of your dashboard as your central hub where you can get important information about Etsy, eRank, and your shop, almost like a big bulletin board. As long as you've connected your shop to eRank, I always recommend clicking this orange button up here each time you've logged in to ensure that we've collected the most recent stats from your shop to display. If you skip this step, we'll usually put a pop-up on your screen to remind you, so don't panic if you're worried that you might forget. The right side of your dashboard is reserved for news and helpful information, including the most recent eRank blog posts, upcoming holidays, and top trending Etsy keywords by country. The left side of your dashboard contains stats specific to your shop. This includes things like your number of sales and your sales rank, your number of listings currently for sale, the number of your listings eRank found among the first 100 listings for specific keywords, the total inventory value of your shop, any spelling mistakes we've detected in your listings, any one-word tags we've identified that you may want to revise, and the overall number of unique tags used in your shop. The next section is titled Traffic Stats, and this section will only be visible to those who have connected Google Analytics to their Etsy shop, then connected their Google Analytics to eRank. Now, normally I'd go into details about this tool, but unfortunately on July 1st of 2023, we'll no longer have the ability to use this feature unless Etsy gets their butt in gear. The short explanation is that right now, Etsy only works with the old version of Google Analytics, known as Universal Analytics. And since Google Analytics is pushing users to the new version, Google Analytics 4, we'll soon lose access to this data. And this is a big enchilada, guys, because Google Analytics can tell us the exact keywords people used to find your listings, as well as where they live. So if this is data that you don't want to lose access to, be sure to flood Etsy's LinkedIn and Twitter accounts asking them to integrate with Google Analytics 4 before July 1st. Next, we have sales comparison, and this tool basically shows you the daily sales and total sales of other shops that you choose to track. If you want to track a shop, hover over the competition menu at the top of the screen, then click Sales. From here, you can enter the name of the shop that you'd like to track. Next on our dashboard, we have Spotted on Etsy again. We talked about this a few minutes ago, but basically this tool is showing us listings from your shop that appear in the first 100 results of a search query. As long as you're using good keywords in your listings, seeing one of your listings here is a good sign that the product is well optimized. Just keep in mind that this tool is not telling you that the keywords that you're being found for are good. For example, if I put the words floopty-doopty-dee-dah in my listing, I would of course be spotted on Etsy for the term floopty-doopty-dee-dah, because I'm the only person using that keyword. But if I was being spotted for the term blanket, for example, we know that blankets are popular on Etsy, so being spotted for the term blanket is a major accomplishment. Next, we have the listing change tracker, which shows listings that you've chosen to track the views, favorites, and sales of. To track a listing, hover over the Listings tab. Then click Active Listings. From here, you'll see all of your listings that are currently for sale. Click the Track Changes button beside any listing you'd like to track, and eRank will take a daily snapshot of that listing. This is extremely helpful when you make changes to your listings tags and titles, because the tool allows you to see exactly how those changes affected your views, favorites, and sales. Next on your dashboard, we have your list of what we call your superstar keywords, or the keywords you're using that are most popular in your store. The most sales on Etsy table is pretty fun because it shows the top 5 biggest Etsy sellers in the world and the number of sales that they made yesterday. And lastly, we have the marketplace popularity table, which will tell you how popular Etsy is compared to other marketplaces like Amazon, eBay, and so on. Oh, and one last bonus tip. If you're ever confused about any of the features that you see on eRank, be sure to hover over these little orange question marks, which will explain what some of these stats mean. You can also click the little blue circle in the bottom right corner of the screen to open our Help Center, where you can send quick questions to our team, explore our recommended task list, and find articles that will help to answer some of the most common questions we hear at eRank. Next, let's move on to the bread and butter of eRank, the keyword tool. By far, the most important tool to help with the success of your Etsy shop is the keyword tool. And there are several different ways to access this tool. You can click the white keyword tool button at the top of your dashboard. You can click the tools menu, then click keyword tool, or you can enter a short keyword phrase right into the search bar at the top of the screen. Ultimately, all three will take you to the same place. Once we've arrived on the keyword tool, we want to start by selecting a broad phrase that loosely describes your item. If you're selling a beige wool chunky knit blanket, start with the term blanket, because the keyword tool will give you more specific suggestions based on your query. From here, the keyword tool will display 3 important tables. First, we'll show you the average number of searches your keyword has received on Etsy, so you can get an idea of how popular this product is. Then, the average clicks that listings that utilize that keyword typically receive. The click-through rate, which is basically the ratio of people who search for that term, then click the listing that uses that term. Both of these metrics can help you to determine how willing shoppers are to actually check out listings that use this keyword. Then we show you the competition for that keyword, based on the number of other sellers who also use this term in their listings. For me personally, the most exciting piece of data on this page is the search trend graph, which can show us when this type of item is most popular on Etsy. For example, the term blanket stays pretty popular throughout the year, but blankets are most searched in December. This tells me that the best time to list a blanket on Etsy is right around June, right before the popularity starts to climb. And from this pie chart, you can see where in the world most of the searches for this term are coming from. Since a majority of Etsy shoppers are located in the US, the US will almost always take up a majority of the pie chart. Next, we display a brief analysis of the top 100 Etsy listings that use this keyword, as well as the average price of this type of item, the average number of hearts or favorites these types of items receive, total views of listings that use this keyword, average views for singular listings that use this keyword, average daily views for listings that use this keyword, and average weekly views for listings that use this keyword. You can also see additional popular tags used by listings that utilize this keyword, with the largest words being the most popular. To see the specific stats for any of these terms, just click the word and it'll open a new keyword tool page with the specific details for this term. And over here, we have the most popular categories that products listed under this keyword are placed in by sellers. But the most important set of data on this page is down here, the keyword ideas list. Remember when I said that we're selling a beige chunky knit blanket? And remember that I also started our research with just the word blanket because I said the keyword tool will give us additional ideas related to our term? From this list, eRank will show us a huge list of suggestions, as well as their search volumes, clicks, click-through rate, competition, and even the search trend graph to help you quickly identify what time of year this specific item is the most popular. You'll also notice these little gray stars on the left side of each word. By clicking this star, you can save the word to a list where you can go back and view the term again and again without having to manually search for it. Since eRank gets new keyword data every single month, this is a great way to keep an eye on trends to ensure that the keywords that you're using in your listings are still being searched for month over month. To create a new list, click on this blue button at the bottom of your screen, then click New List. Give your list a name, then begin adding keywords to your list that you'd like to keep an eye on. To access the list of words that you've saved and view their search stats, you can click the orange View List button from your Keyword Lists box, or hover your mouse over the Tools tab. Then select Keyword Lists from the menu. From here, select the list that you'd like to view, and you'll be able to return to all of your favorite keywords from one page, which is great for comparing them side by side and ultimately deciding which terms you'd like to use for your listings. You also have the option to add personal notes to each keyword, as well as add a color flag. These are personal identifiers that you can use for whatever you'd like. I personally like to add green flags next to the keywords that I'm using in my listings, red flags to keywords I'm unsure of, and purple flags to keywords I'd like to experiment with in the future. Think of the color flags like highlighters on paper. How you choose to use them is totally up to you. Etsy SEO is one of the most difficult but necessary aspects of running a successful shop, which is exactly why I created the free Etsy SEO Toolbox, a guided SEO mini course that contains an exact roadmap to help optimize your Etsy listings for search based on Etsy's best practices. In this free toolbox, you'll learn how Etsy's algorithm works and the 7 factors that you can influence to help generate more traffic. Then you'll learn how to keyword optimize a listing step by step using eRank, with tutorials for both handmade, digital, and vintage, as well as a specialized version for print on demand. You'll also learn more about long-tail keywords and how to target shoppers who are actually ready to buy, as well as receive a copy and paste customer service strategy that will help you to increase your search ranking by encouraging more 5-star reviews. After that, I'll be teaching you how to assess if your SEO is working, top SEO mistakes to avoid, and how to understand and check your Etsy search ranking. The Etsy SEO Toolbox also includes a free 30-day trial of eRank Pro to ensure that you're using the very best tools when working through the toolbox. So if you need help getting your listings found in search so you can begin generating more traffic and sales, be sure to click the link up here and down below. Overall, success on Etsy means understanding the stats and tools that will help you to bring more buyers into your shop. And with a little science, a lot of data, and some help from a trusted Etsy expert, you'll be well on your way to Etsy success. Cue the funky lo-fi beat.